In a world where unicorns and supersized stars are dominating at every position, 6'1" Jalen Brunson stands tall among the NBA's leading scorers at nearly 29 points per game. He's not the quickest, the most explosive, or high flyer. Still, his unusual dominance in the post, on-ball creation ability, floor spacing, and mid-range effectiveness make him nearly impossible to defend. With him leading the Knicks to a top seed in the Eastern Conference, despite injuries to Julius Randle, OG Anunoby, and Mitchell Robinson, let's look into how dynamic of an offensive player Brunson actually is, and how critical he's been to the Knicks' success. Before we begin, be sure to leave a like on the video, as each like makes a massive difference for the channel, and be sure to sub to the channel for even more content like this. The Jalen Brunson signing in 2022 drew a ton of criticism from NBA fans because many felt him to be overpaid. However, he already demonstrated why he was more than capable of being an elite point guard in his last season in Dallas. He improved practically every year in Dallas, and in 2022 showed that his offensive production wasn't solely tied to the presence of Luka Doncic on the floor, averaging 28-4 in the 17 games that Luka sat, and completely torching the Utah Jazz in the 3 games that Luka missed to start that series. Through his off-ball threat as a 40% catch-and-shoot three-point shooter in both the regular season and playoffs at 2 attempts a game, dominance in the half-court as a pick-and-roll maestro and masterful player in the mid-range, and ability to finish at 65% at the rim, defenses had their hands full in what would be his final season in Dallas. Heading to New York, Brunson would be hit with higher expectations from his new contract and the pressure of playing in New York. But it's safe to say that Brunson has been nothing short of spectacular through 2 seasons. So, how has Brunson dominated on the floor? Well, he doesn't have outstanding physical attributes and doesn't even have the 6'10" wingspan that a similar-sized guard in Donovan Mitchell has. However, Brunson is effective in ISO situations through his sudden change in pace that catches defenders off guard and in an unathletic position, going from a more relaxed, upright position on the ball, and then getting in a lower, more explosive stance to blow by defenders to get easy finishes at the rim. This sudden change in pace puts Brunson at an advantage because it keeps defenders in a game of limbo as they try to map his movements, but they're only playing a game of catch-up each time. Brunson is excellent at shifting defenders' momentums by selling these explosive drives to the basket and following that up with a quick crossover to get by his defenders, a simple behind the back to create separation to nail the mid-range jumper, or even a combination of hesitation dribbles to get a similar result. Jalen's movements and twitchiness in the half-court are so sudden that he'll just stop and go at a moment's notice, spin off a defender and go, and has a nice hesitation dribble that freezes up defenders and puts them at his mercy. Brunson's ability to accelerate and decelerate is also why he's a terror to guard in transition and in the post. Despite not being the craziest athlete on the planet, he's capable of getting into a higher gear when needed to get to the rim, and even uses an in-and-out dribble like the one he does here on Jalen Brown to pave the way to the basket as well. In the post, Brunson demonstrates some of the best footwork in the league as he shields the ball away from defenders, backs them down, and suddenly explodes out of these situations to get floaters off or hit turnaround jumpers over defenders. Speaking about those floaters and turnaround jumpers, Brunson's in-between game is what makes him very effective. He was a master of the short mid-range in Dallas and has been effective in New York as well, which aids him in his utilization in the pick and roll. Jalen Brunson is in the 89th percentile as a pick and roll ball handler, scoring the 3rd most points out of the pick and roll at 11.2 points per game, and generating 1.05 points per possession on 10.6 such possessions a game. He kills bigs in drop coverage by his ability to both pull up and knock down the mid-range jumper, or will take on defenders, get to his spots, and gain separation by step-back jumpers. On top of all of this, Brunson is an excellent 3-point shooter on the ball or as a catch-and-shoot threat. He's shooting 40% from 3 on 526 attempts on the season, an astonishing 45% on catch-and-shoot threes on 2.5 attempts a game, and 38% on pull-up three-pointers on 192 attempts on the season. However, before we get into the actual production on the court for Brunson over the past 2 seasons, we need to shout out the partner of this video, Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is a premium wireless service that offers flexible plans for as low as $15 a month. Mint Mobile offers you service on the nation's largest 5G network, and you can choose a monthly plan that's just right for you, with your unlocked phone and current phone number being welcome. Switching your plan takes just 15 minutes, and if you want to save big on a wireless provider, use my link on the screen, which will also be in the description down below. Brunson's first season in New York was nothing short of magical, providing the point guard play they hadn't seen in decades and being a pleasant help when they needed him most. In the regular season, he averaged 24 points and 6 assists on 49% from the field, 42% from 3, 47% from mid-range, and helped the Knicks back to the NBA playoffs. And once they got there, he averaged 28 points and 6 assists through 11 games, which saw the Knicks win their first playoff series since 2013 and put up a competitive series against the later Eastern Conference champions in the Miami Heat. Now, in the 2024 season, Brunson has somehow even become a better player. Shouldering the offensive burden with the losses of both Julius Randle and OG Anunoby for portions of this season, Brunson has taken the most three-point attempts by far in his career at 6.9 attempts a game, and hitting them at a very efficient 40%, has gone to the line slightly more at 6.4 attempts a game, and has hit them at a career best at 84.5%, and is averaging a career best 28.6 points per game and 6.7 assists a game. With defenses determined on stopping Brunson, the Knicks have been using him more in off-ball actions this season, where he's been very effective off the catch. And that's in part why Brunson has been able to have a ton of these scoring outbursts as of late. Over his past 10 games, Brunson has averaged 36 points and 8 rebounds on 50% from the field, 40% from 3 on 8 attempts a game, and 85% from the line on 8 attempts a game. Brunson is most definitely an All-NBA lock this season and is in consideration for All-NBA first team, and overall is a huge reason why the second-seeded New York Knicks have a chance to have a deep run without Julius Randle. With that being said, let me know your thoughts on Jalen Brunson's incredible play. What's impressed you most about his 2024 season? Where do you rank him among the league's best guards? And do you feel he's a first-team All-NBA member? Let me know in the comments section down below. Be sure to leave a like on the video, as each like makes a massive difference for the channel, and be sure to sub to the channel for even more content like this. Hope to see you all in the next one, and stay tuned.